Alright, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, Rose Girl. Hope you've been having a good day. With your Vulprix and Sansur hashed, you didn't notice right away? Oh yeah, that happens. That happens. Good thing you noticed at the end though, right? Also, I believe... Is this Jirachi's count? I don't believe this is Jirachi's count. 1 second here. I gotta get this updated. I really just need to use different counts for these. 1 second. That sounds wrong still, but I'll assume it's that. Jirachi, is it? Yeah. Okay, yeah. There we go, now we're right. Vulpes you thought looked different, but you weren't sure because it was late and you had gone to see a movie in Sandtree you only caught a glimpse of after pressing B for a nickname. Nice. Yeah, that totally happens though, right? Like, if you do the hunt in a slightly different place and the lighting's different, yeah. It's why I always have to double check on Dynamax Adventures. I'm just not used to seeing those Pokemon, for one, in the Gen 8 engine because I don't see them enough. And two, you don't see them, like, on a pink background like that, so anything that's just like a slight like hue shift, you know, something kind of like Vulpix where it's like the pattern's generally the same and the colors are close but they're still pretty different. Putting it up against a like solid pink background can make it difficult to tell. But alright, here we go, first Jirachi encounter of the day, guys. Hope everyone had a good Wednesday, because yesterday is Wednesday. This week is flying by. I hope everyone had a good Wednesday. So I think the plan is if we don't do Jirachi on other days, like if we have a whole bunch of other hunts, kind of like we have now, I think the plan is Jirachi will be a Wednesday stream for the most part. So you can guarantee that if I'm streaming on a Wednesday, it's going to be Jirachi until we find it. I think until BDSP comes out. If you know, in the slim chance we don't find Jirachi before BDSP comes out, yeah, we'll be BDSP is going to be our 24/7 stream. Anytime I'm streaming after BDSP comes out is going to be BDSP, at least for the first couple months. So, but yeah, from now until the middle of November, you can expect that any Wednesday streams are going to be Jirachi. Because I feel kind of bad not having done it for a month up until last week. Just because, I don't know, this is a fun hunt to do. I know a lot of people are interested in it. I'm very interested in it. I just got distracted by some other hunts, but if we leave one day dedicated to Jirachi, we still have the time to do all the other hunts while also, you know, still getting Jirachi in. Just glad to have them done and hope won't be any hunts like Vulpix, Gen 2, Eevee, or Cottony, right? Yeah, you had an insanely long Vulpix. And Snowy Zora, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Snowy Raid Hype. How's it going, Snowy Zora? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, I totally missed. See, these are the kind of things that you get rusty on when you don't do a hunt for a month. Good having me. I'm doing pretty well, thanks for asking. It was a pretty chill day, all in all. Just, you know, work all day, a little bit of chores throughout the day when I got time, you know. Software stuff, you know, you click a button and wait like 10 minutes sometimes, so, yeah. Most of my day was doing that, was clicking the buttons quickly, but then, you know, you click a button and wait 10 minutes and just go off, do some chores, come back, so. All in all, super chill. Felt pretty productive. I've been doing a lot of packing the past couple days, just because I've mentioned it before, but my lease is up here on the 18th, so I have like just over 2 weeks. I pretty much have like 3 weeks left here, 2 weeks and a couple days, pretty much. And, sorry, I got a weird text. But yeah, so I've just been doing a lot of stuff with that. I've been doing a lot of packing, trying to figure out how to get all of my stuff into boxes as efficiently as possible. I don't have much overlap between when I'm allowed to move into the new place and when I have to be out of here. I have like a day, if maybe 2 days if I'm lucky, but like a day, basically to load everything in some form of vehicle and move it. So I've been trying to use the next 2 weeks as efficiently as possible, or like as much as possible to efficiently pack everything, because it's a mix, right? Like if this weekend I just sat down because it's a long weekend and packed everything, I could do that. The problem is figuring out where and how to, where things are gonna go that I need for the next 2 weeks. Like, I can't back the computer up this weekend, right? Like, then what would I do for streams? And just things like, I need furniture, I need stuff like that. So, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna go down with that. So far, I've just been packing up, like, stuff in closets. You know, things that I don't even see regularly. It's like, the closet is just no longer, like, all out and, like, organized. It's just in boxes now. In the same closet. So the stuff hasn't really moved. It's just condensed into carryable containers. What's going on, gamers? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I've started there. I've started packing up, like, winter clothes and things. You know, stuff... all the stuff that I know I'm not going to need in the next 18 days. Then just been starting to clean. Be great in your monetized playthrough. Nice! That was one you thought was going to be a challenge, right, gamers? How'd you end up doing that? How'd you pull it off? It was a challenge? I can imagine. With the number of rules you've set up for yourself, man, I would be surprised if anything was easy in this playthrough you're doing. Yeah, no like items during battle, no over leveling, all that stuff took 6 attempts. Yeah, being monotype fire too. Yeah, you just like did not give yourself a good hand here. But hey, 6 attempts, it's honestly not that bad, though. Congrats on that, dude. Had to have it so Braxian would live a hit from Amora, so it'd use Thunder Wave. Yeah, when you're... Ugh, that was a horrible voice crack. When you're relying on the AI's RNG, that makes it rough. You can do half or so, you can send it to Tremelian to use Dragon Rage. Nice! Yeah, as long as it works out, but I can imagine, yeah, it took a lot to get to that point. Alright, let's go first. First Jirachi transfer of the night. Let's check, let's see what we got. It wasn't an RNG, that is the AI. Always uses Thunderwave unless it can one-hit KO. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't realize, like I know the AI has, like, certain things and it's gotten smarter over time, but I always thought there was a little bit of RNG chance to it. Maybe I'm just thinking of the RNG chance of, like, the rolls on hits. When you're talking about, like, the number of attempts it took to get a Braxian to tank a hit. I did get lucky enough for the Tyrant to miss its Rock Tomb, making you win. Nice! That's great, dude. That's always it's always concerning when that GameCube reboots instead of just going back to the menu. Maybe that Coliseum disc just has buggy code that can crash something. Force the system to hard reset. Beat him at level 23, 2 levels under the cap. Nice! That's great. Congrats on that. Like, beating it even like more like within your what am I trying to say? You had room, like a buffer room. You weren't like right up against the line of like as much as you could do. Words. I'm already at a loss for words, and we're like 10 minutes into the stream. This is gonna be a great stream, guys. Yeah, so I imagine the last few streams in this place are gonna be a little bit more bland than usual, you know, as far as like the background here with just the idea of there being stuff here. The lighting's gonna be all kinds of funky. Yeah, everything's gonna be weird in that last stream, because basically my assumption is I will continue to stream like normal until the 17th. Through the 17th. No, not through the 17th. Until, like, through the 16th. I think, like, the 16th is a Wednesday. Or no, the 16th is a Thursday, so I think we'll have, like, a lunchtime stream on that day. I also just realized something about a stream I scheduled, so I might have to change that. But yeah. So... what am I trying to say? Yeah, so pretty much through the 16th, we'll stream like normal. On the 17th, or probably pretty much as soon as I finish streaming on the 16th, the computer starts getting disassembled and boxed up to be moved. The 17th, I'm probably gonna end up like taking off of work, just as like a, just to give myself an extra day, you know, a full day of being able to do stuff. Because the 18th is my like last chance to do things, moving out wise. And then yeah, like so the 17th and the 18th ideally are days that I'm moving. And then like I don't know when I would have everything back up. It'll probably be like the entire weekend that I'm not streaming, just because no setup. Yeah, so we'll figure all that out. We'll figure all the details on that out as I go. Wonder what your next level cap is. The next level cap's 28, and the highest level mon they have is 32. Oof, that's a pretty big differential. Need to hard train your fletchling for this fight? Yeah. What typing is it? TM for Roxy might be good? Possibly. What's the typing on it? Dragon Rage is so powerful, unfortunately it'll be less helpful from now on. Just not powerful enough anymore. Third gym's fighting. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you definitely want some flying type in there if you can get it. Dragon Rage only does 40 damage. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Not the greatest. Hey, what's going on, Cinder? Welcome to the stream. How was your Wednesday gone? How you doing today? At least you have Brexian and Fletchling for this fight. With Sidebeam and Wing Attack, should be a breeze. Yeah, I mean, your typing seems to, you seem to be well typed for it. We are not doing what? We are not in charge of this fight. It is hopefully better than 50-50. Yes, okay, that was risky. That was risky there. Flip-flopping on priority is always scary, because it's always so close. It always just comes down to the fact that Torchic tends to land the first hit. First class of the day got canceled, just finished your second one, or yes, technically now it's your first. Fair. I'm gonna take a little break before your next class. Awesome, awesome. Hope the class that happened went well. Hopefully your next class goes well too. Alright. Jirachi number 2! Once I can spam enough buttons! I think you need to train your Panzer so you can get it to level 22 to learn Flame Burst and then evolve it. This class you're just in, you only have it once a week, and last week it was canceled because your instructions electricity went out. Oh no! And there's nothing you can do about that, right? Like, there's nothing you can do about that in the moment. Because I guess, like, technically you can, you know, like, if you plan for it, battery backups and everything, but yeah, like, most people don't have that, so you can't expect it, so yeah, there's not really anything you can do there. That kind of stinks, you know, just Mother Nature decided to no education today. It's kind of doing your first day syllabus stuff, introducing, first assignment. Yeah, I guess, like, yeah. First class makes sense. First day you can have class. Also being cancelled left and right. It feels the whole world is trying to sabotage your animation degree. Yeah, I guess like 2 weeks in a row you've had a canceled class. I mean, I imagine right now might be a little bit crazy, and I don't know how much you'd be getting hit by the weather stuff that's been going on in the Gulf with the hurricanes and whatnot. Taught Litleo a powerful stab move, strength, noise. But sadly won't be using Litleo for a while. Just holding off on using him for a special occasion. Spam through dialogue as fast as we can. Whether it has been 100% clear here in Texas, you're part of it anyway. Alright, so not that, because I could have seen that. I know I have some friends who are in like Mississippi and stuff, and they've like were like, well, time to go take the boards off the windows. Like they were pretty bunkered down. Everything. Yo, what's going on, Juan? You're playing with Alloy. Hope that's going well, dude. Glad to have you here. Oh, this isn't good yet. Fair. Gotta get to evolve. But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm back in the groove with this. Last week when we started our encounters, I was really rusty, just because, you know, like I said, it had been over a month since we had streamed, or close to a month since we had streamed Jirachi, so it made sense. But yeah, back in the saddle, actually kind of knowing what we're doing again. Yeah, Pyro is good, but both of their learn sets are subpar. Gotcha. So you need some TMs for it then? Unless learn sets includes like everything. And yeah, it's not like you can compensate for anything by leveling up to the point where it's useful immediately or anything like that. Alright, the Pucciana fight's going well. Solidly a 2-hit. We've had way more solid 2-hits, like something that's close to like a 1.5, but solidly a 2-hit. Unfortunately, our HP is a little bit lower than I would like for it to be. I would like for us to have 20 or 21, just because of how close those Mudkip fights always are. But oh well. Oh well. I think this one's doable. The biggest factor here is going to be speed. Whether or not the mudkip outspeeds us. Usually it doesn't, but it has a chance of it. And then it just starts flip-flopping. I get to catch a Houndour on Route 10. Nice. Ah, dang. Might be able to use Mega Houndoom, if you think you want to use that instead of Mega Charizard. I guess it just ends up depending on how the rest of your team works out, where you want the extra boost in stats. Or I guess even more specifically, kind of the moves you want to be able to use as a Mega. Man, it feels weird. I packed up, like, 2 things today that I would, like, see in my peripheral vision here for the longest time. And it feels so weird. Like, it's not anything big, it's just I used to have... So I have a racing wheel, like a racing wheel and pedals, and then a VR headset that I would use on occasion. And I had those just set in the corner, like, basically, like, off in this direction from my desk. There's a little bit of a gap between the desk and the wall. And so I just had them, like, sitting there in a pile. And you can kind of see the wires sticking out. You can kind of see the stuff you leaned over, but I picked all that up and put it back in its boxes. Like, they're just sitting there now, waiting to be put in an even bigger box. And it feels weird. It feels weird to have that space be open for the first time. And honestly, since I moved in, it's the first time that there's been nothing in that spot. Because previously, before those were there, I had another one of my, like, soft boxes there. That was taken down a while ago, though, just because I wasn't ever really using it. Or for a while I had moved it, but then from there I just decided to disassemble it and take it down, because I wasn't really using it, it wasn't really helping at all. Might be able to use Mega Houndoom if you think you want to use that instead of Mega Charizard. Yeah, okay, I did read that, yeah. Using Houndoom, it's faster and hits harder. Alright, there you go. But yeah, my life is going to be a lot of putting things in boxes and then putting those boxes in bigger boxes for the next little bit. And then reversing the process at a different location. So yeah, at some point, stuff like the bar stools are going to get packed up. Things like the posters on the wall, all the manga on the bookshelves back there, all that kind of stuff will get packed up. I think that kind of stuff might get left just for the sake of the stream looking somewhat normal until like a couple days before, if possible. I don't know. I think I kind of mentioned it's like I mentioned like I'm trying to pack up all the stuff I don't see first, just so like it still feels like my apartment up until the last day. You know? Like, I don't know if anyone else has, like, dealt with a move where you pack everything up and then you're still there for, like, a week, and it's just very strange. Because I've started packing, and I have, like, 2.5 weeks. So it's a little bit longer than I would want to just sit in, like, the bare minimum. Just from the sanity perspective, right? Of, like, having decorations on the walls, or just, like, having my stuff, you know, things like that. But, like... You know, just slowly packing up every little thing. Yeah, what's going on, John? Welcome to the stream. The iron's on, and as far as you're aware, the only one home right now, and the only one who's been home all day. Well, did you do some ironing recently? Yeah, that is strange. Good thing you found that. I remember the time I, like, smelled something weird burning at home. Like, this was... Other people were home. This is, like, this is my freshman year of college. I was back home for Christmas. Also, why is the GameCube stuck? Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'm all over the place here. Oh gosh. Okay, there we go. What if your mom came home during the day and left again? No idea what she'd plug it in if she did though. Yeah, I mean, just like plug it in and walk away. That's strange. That'd be strange. Got TM for Thunderwave might be helpful. Hopefully. Hopefully that comes in handy for you. Yeah, I really hope I'm not losing this GameCube. It's done a full reboot twice, and one of those times it didn't read the disc, and we're only like 4 encounters in, so like, that's a little bit more than I would like. Ironing board isn't even out. It's just, what? The iron's just on. That's whack. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to move in general. It's a lot of work at the moment, but I'm excited for it to happen in general, just because I'm looking forward to being in the new space. I have ideas for what I want to do as far as like improving the stream setup, just physically the location and like the setup in the stream setup, like improving all that. More desk space for consoles. Better control of all of the lighting, better audio. One thing I've always wanted to do is get some audio panels and stuff. Like, you don't need that many if your space is set up right. You really don't need that many. But I'm not really in a space that I could do that with, because like I've mentioned, this entire room is basically my whole apartment. It's hard to soundproof like one part of your room when it's open air connected to your kitchen. So having a room that is like, I can just shut the door and be in my computer room, in my like streaming room, and everything just be exactly how it needs to be. I can like really control lighting, I can really control audio. Everything can just be like really well set up, and with the intention of not moving for a while, I can like really like actually work on it a lot and like perfect the setup there. So I'm excited for that. Ready to play Super Mario Party when it comes out? The new one? The one that should have been the original? I am a little salty that it wasn't just like an update to Super Mario Party and it's like its own whole game. Just from the perspective of it's clearly the same engine and it's clearly what the game should have been in the first place. It's basically using that engine to make a real Mario Party game and not just like make Super Mario Party, which was strange. Like obviously minigames are going to be weird to figuring out how to use Joy-Cons for it. Or not really figuring out, but they're just different because it's Joy-Cons versus a Wiimote or versus like an N64 controller. But yeah, like the boards, just the style of the boards is really funky with Super Mario Party. So like seeing like proper boards come back, and with that, especially with them being remake boards, I was kind of like, oh, maybe we will see like, maybe it'll be like an expansion. Nintendo soon aspirates. Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed. Which can be said about a lot of Nintendo stuff, to be fair. "20% Houndour isn't showing up." Rough. Rough, man. I feel that. Found it finally. Nice. Yeah, so something like that would be fun to play, is like a casual stream at one point after it comes out. Yeah, stuff like that. Obviously, again, basically anything we do is going to get put on hold 100% on November 19th for BDSP. BDSP is just what we're going to be doing after a while. Being a pain to catch. Hey, it can't just stop at being a pain to find. It's also going to be hard to catch. It's like the Pokemon rules, right? The harder it is to find, the harder it is to catch. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, it's not great. That's not great. Hopefully. Alright, so we're dealing with about 5 turns each, so just so long as there aren't any crits to throw off the numbers. Yeah, as long as there's not any crits to throw off the numbers and it doesn't turn out that Mudkip's actually like equal with us in speed, yeah, we're good. We should be good unless we like lose by 1 HP. There we go, there we go. Has 120 catch rate, 25% to catch. And it's still just being a pain. Trying to decide if you want to use a Z Crystal in Poke Farm for the upcoming reset. On Poke Farm, Z Crystals are a one-use item that increase albino chance. But you're trying to use it before the reset? What does the reset do? Because I guess that kind of changes what like the use case would be, right? Like if they're going away, then obviously use it, but like what would the reset be doing? Alright, another Jirachi encounter coming up. Just a bit more button mashing. We've had good luck so far with our May battles. None of them have been really difficult. Obviously I've just jinxed myself 100%. Like, you know, slam my knee into a table, knock on wood. But I feel like this is kind of the normal, right? We get like really good May luck at the start of the day, and then by the time we get to the end of the stream, it's like 3 resets to try to get the Mudkip battle to work. Z crystals aren't going anywhere. The upcoming reset just means when the day resets. Ah, okay. Okay, so it's not like it's like the resets are a normal thing. It's not like it's like a rare occurrence, like a season or something like that. Maybe confusing to say tomorrow because it's at 7 p.m. your time. Fair. Lionfish is not gonna dropkick my KFC. You're right. It's gonna happen. That's how it's gonna go down. Yeah, we're just gonna get curb stomped by Mudkip every single every single time from now on. So I won't feel bad about the fallen Mudkip. Of course, he uses Roar after breaking out of the Pokeball. Oof. That stinks, gamers. That really stinks. Need to buy more Pokeballs. Good idea to have it's a good idea to have a pretty big stockpile of them. Have 3 Psychic Z Crystals, which are all good for your Giraffe Rig hunt. You're consider using one tomorrow because the Shiny Boost bonus counter will be activated. Nice! Is that like actually like a special thing that's happening, or does that just like happen on certain days? Z Crystals plus Shiny Bonus Charm equals higher chance to line up the... Gotcha. That'd be cool. Oh yeah, so what do you guys think the next piece of BDSP news we're gonna hear is? Like, when do you think it'll happen, and like, what do you think it'll be? Because I imagine now that we've had an announcement from them, I'm assuming we're gonna start seeing a bit more come out about it. Like they had their big, hey, here's what it is, and then they like waited forever and then told us about it. I assume we're gonna start getting a little bit more of the drip feeding of information within this month, and especially within October. I personally think we'll see a little bit more about like the hideaways, and I think we'll see mostly about like new features, you know, the new things like the hideaways. That's my expectation. Not really for any particular reason aside from I feel like just that's traditionally what Pokemon does, is just kind of obviously what like anyone would do is be like, hey, here's what the new features are, come play the game. But I'd find it very strange, because I mean some companies could just do like the trailer, the initial reveal, the trailer we got, and then the game comes out. But I feel like That's so much not what Pokemon usually does. I'm very much under the assumption we'll start getting a little bit more of like a drip of the information as far as like a weekly update kind of thing like we used to get. Also, this is not the best Torchic. It barely missed being a 2-hit, so it's not the worst, and it has 20 HP, so like it should kind of even out, but it'll be a risk, I think, with Mudkip. I think it's definitely going to be a 5-turn Mudkip on our side, so let's hope that like Mudkip doesn't take us out in 4. And the 10% Siglift, we can't find another 20% Houndoom. Oof. Or Houndour. Oof. You're gonna get a shiny before it lets you catch one. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Bonus counters are based on site activity. A particular counter counts how many shinies hatch. After 3,777 shinies hatch site-wide, the next reset brings a shiny boost. Okay, cool. A Sade. Remember the staff in a Persona. Pokesona is featured on the shiny counter. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It seems like there's a solid little community around all that. Yeah, so I'm so looking forward to BDSP at this point. I've talked about how skeptical I was. It's hard to get over the fact that it's hard to kind of get over, like, the fact that my expectations have been beat at this point. I feel like it's been a couple years since Pokemon's really given us that opportunity. Like it really feels like it's been a long time since Pokemon has given us the opportunity to like underestimate a game. I think the hype was through the roof with Sword and Shield. The game looked pretty good from the perspective of. The game looked pretty good from the perspective. I'm trying to think of the word. Of like everyone watching that initial trailer of, hey, it's an initial trailer. This is kind of what the game's gonna look like. They had to port everything to the Switch. Like that takes a lot of work. There's a lot of Pokemon, like all that kind of stuff. Okay, so it's a Mudkip that's also gonna take us down in 5 turns. So this is another fairly even match, assuming no crits. Yeah, this is lining up pretty well. May the KFC killer, right? No, Juan! Why'd you have to call it? Why'd you have to call it, Juan? I should ban you for that. Yeah, it's like, just the general fact that BDSP got announced, and I think the style it had, the weirdness, of, just like the initial trailer, and just how funky, like, the presentation of it was. We got growled, we're gonna have to growl too. Fortunately, we got that one hit in, pre-growl, which should put us at a slight advantage. Assuming no crits! Come on! Why you gotta be like that, Mudkip? Why you gotta be like that? There's a chance we can pull it off. Odds are kind of low, unfortunately, for that happening. It's doing 3 damage. We have 2 turns to potentially get a crit in here. This is our last chance. If Mudkip misses, we're okay. Or not. Okay. So reset. But yeah, so BDSP's initial trailer kind of put like such a weird taste in everyone's mouth, I think. Like everyone was kind of very skeptical of the game at that point. Legends looked like it was going to have all the issues that we eventually started pointing out in Sword and Shield from the start. But then both of them came back. Like I think the fact that it was such an underwhelming reveal from both of them, like the concepts were cool, but I think after like the dust settled on that initial couple days of hype, everyone was kind of like, all right, let's take a step back here. Let's kind of think about it, like objectively, what are these games going to be like? I think once that kind of mentality kicked in and everyone was kind of like looking at it, everyone was a little bit more skeptical, just given Gen 8. Yikes! That did 5 damage. Okay, cool. We pulled it off. Oh, Torrent probably kicked in. Yeah. I have yet to think about that fact. It makes sense. So, like, for the second trailers for both games to come back and show real improvements, they're still not perfect, we've talked about this, but I'm genuinely excited for these games, and I think, like, a lot of people are, so I'm really looking forward to playing a bunch of them. I jinx it anyways? Oh, yeah, of course I do. Another example of the bonus counter is the Neats counter. Developer and programmer for the game kind of keeps track of the total interactions made to Pokemon on the site. Interesting. Used a great ball to make it 37.5 of catching it. Hopefully you actually caught it this time. Caught it first ball. Nice. After 75 million interactions made, the next day brings a multiplier bonus to experience gained for all Pokemon on the site. Cool. It's like 7 bonus counters. In addition to the counter filling, there's a few other cases the bonuses will activate. Every Saturday, a random counter is activated. Cool. Only boost farmers. Oh, you're right. You're right. You just got lucky then. Just got lucky then that one hit did 5 damage instead of 4. Which, like, doesn't seem like a lot, but that's the difference between Mudkip beating me or not. Is, like, getting 5 damage per turn versus getting 4 damage per turn, so... Yeah, if that Mudkip had 1 higher stat and attack, we'd have been donezo. Yeah, so I'm still working on thinking of exactly what my plan's gonna be when it comes to streaming BDSP. Yeah, like, obviously I'm going to stream it as much as possible, I've talked about that, but figuring out the exact details of, like, what game's going to be played first, what are we going to get in that game, what are we going to get in the other, how fast are we going to try to play through it, figuring out where the shiny hunting spots are going to be, all this kind of stuff, and trying to figure it out as fast as possible. Usually during a Master Click weekend, enter its 3 random bonus counters today. Okay, cool. Definitely a lot of reasons to keep people playing on the site. Yeah, so I'm still very much under the impression hideaways are going to be a shiny hunting method. I really hope that a form of Poke Radar comes back. I think that would be really, really fun to do. However they kind of re-implement the Poketch. Yo, Gia, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Super bad news. Oh no! What's up, Gia? What happened? Yeah, hopefully everything's okay, Gia. Do a Quagmire impression? No. How's it going, Splash? Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing today? Your house got blocked and you can't go anymore. Oh no! How'd it get blocked? Do a Quagsire impression. How's it going, Wink? Also, no, I cannot impersonate the Bunsen. That's like a cardinal sin, right? I want to know why he keeps this a secret. I mean, if you want to keep it a secret, you can. You can. I don't have to know. May or not have turned in you trying to convince you to play, use the Pokefarm account you made. Fair. Fair. I do need to try out actually using that. Sitting on the floor eating pizza type of night. Nice. Those are fun nights. How's it going up in your, up in my interpretation? Yeah, I've been doing well. Yeah, today was a pretty chill day overall. Work was pretty straightforward. Closed out a couple tickets. I have a couple more I have to bring up tomorrow. It's like, hey, I'm like done except for one step that I can't figure out where to test or how to test. So yeah, hopefully the work from today rolls into like a lot of productivity kind of wrapping up tomorrow. And then, yeah, and then like whenever I had some free time during the day, various things getting committed and tested and integrated into all of our environments. I did some chores, super exciting stuff. Did some chores, packed some things up. So the apartment probably looks tidier than it has in a while, despite there being boxes everywhere still. To an extent, it's a little bit tidier. What's going on? What's going on, Shy? Welcome to the stream. Jirachi. Yes, we're going for the shiny Jirachi today. This Golbat's flinching and confusing your Charmeleon. That is rough. Honestly, that's why people... I know people always kind of talk about, like, why is it that the Zubat's the one that everyone's the most annoyed by and not Tentacool? It's like... because Zubat and Golbat and everything just absolutely wrecks you in terms of confusion and everything. Dorto. Jirachi the Dorito. Georgie the Dorto. Nacho Cheese Dorto. We want the nacho cheese. We don't need the Cool Ranch. Yeah, today I got like a bunch of clothes packed up. I got a few things just related to like my 3D printer and whatnot packed up. Just like tools and stuff that I'm not going to need on it for the next while. Not until I move at the very least, even if I print a couple little things. I got like my racing sim stuff packed up. I got my VR headset packed up. That stuff's all sitting in a box like right there, or in their boxes right there, and I gotta put them in a bigger box so we can move it all at once. Yeah, exciting day, I know. But yeah, I've just been trying to pack up the things that I know I won't use for the next 3 weeks. Yo, what's going on, Vanillix? Welcome to the stream. Georgie the Nacho Cheese Dorto ins a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. What is this? But yo, Vanillix, hope you're having a good day, man. That's the, yeah. Alright, Shy, you win. You get a pinned comment today. Alright, let's hope that this doesn't do... That's not a good sign in general. It did 9 damage, so I'm assuming it's going to be alternating between 4 and 5 on a normal hit. We need to get a crit right now. Darn. Job orientation today went well. Nice, nice. That's good to hear, dude. When do you like really start, or is it like orientation was first day and you just like start tomorrow? Also does place middle-aged men and women. It takes a while, you get used to it. That was definitely my experience when I first sat down in like an office environment. Like it was like truly an office environment. And very different from like the startup kind of stuff I had dealt with before. Or just, when you're an intern, it's one, really what it is when you're an intern, it's one thing because you're expected to be the young guy. It's a different thing when you're just an equal like coworker. It's like, oh yeah, no, like, you were in college when I was born. Right? Like, that level of, like, difference in age. It's like, aha, yeah. So, yeah, I feel that. That one's always a strange one. You get used to it pretty quickly, though. Do you know that Jirachi was the only Pokemon banned during one of the VGC seasons back in Gen 5? It wasn't, but you're willing to bet you believed it for half a second? I totally did. I would believe it. But does the VGC actually ever ban any Pokemon? I thought that was kind of something where Pokemon's like, nah, we stand by the decision. We made the Pokemon, you're allowed to use it. I think they know you're young. I mean, I would assume they know. Start tomorrow, nice. Best of luck with that. Bin comment, smart, Shy smart, not gonna lie. Someone's gonna tune into the stream and wonder what the hell that pinned comment is. There we go, and now we can save. Probably think someone just banged their keyboard. Fair enough, honestly. We've been flying through these rushes. Already 5 in today. Nice. Nice. 5 in, like, barely 50 minutes into the stream. That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid numbers. School got canceled on Friday due to short staff. Really? You guys, like, low on teachers or something? Or, like, what staff are you short on? So I feel like teachers would be a big enough issue that they wouldn't wait to Friday to cancel. So as how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Never how much oofs could a bidoof bid if a bidoof could bid oofs? Yeah, probably because I don't know, reasons. What's going on, ST? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Hopefully everyone here is ready to watch me catch the shiny Jirachi, though. We're gonna find it today. We're gonna find it today for sure. There's no reason that we won't. The odds aren't a good reason. How does school be short-staffed? I mean, there's so much other staff I can imagine being an issue, but like, especially with the school, it's like, I feel like the calling out doesn't happen, like, in the same way that other places have. Because I mean, like a fast food restaurant or something, it's one of those things where, like, if one person just quits, or, like, they're short-staffed, it's easy, I imagine, for there to just be a situation where everyone leaves, but I feel like, I mean, I guess, like, there's nothing stopping a school from being the same way, right? Like, still just employees. You know, like, teachers tend to care a bit more about their job, like, on average, than I would say the average fast food employee does. I don't think there's anyone passionate about working at Burger King. And if you are, it's because you probably own that Burger King, right? Like, like it's making you a lot of money is the only reason you would care and be, like, happy to be working, like, in a Burger King restaurant. It would be like you were the franchise owner. And you show up, and you sit at your desk, and you take some emails from corporate about, like, placing orders, and that's all you do for your day, right? Like, that's the only person I can imagine being passionate working at a Burger King is not the person who is, like, calling out, you know? So I feel like that's, like, a different perception than, like, teachers, you know? Everything teachers can't get subs, bus drivers are going out, and there's not that many lunch ladies, so 2 lines are closed. Dang, dude. It's crazy. Takes 15 minutes to get lunch. That sucks. Only have 20 minutes to eat, yeah. People normally go to work just for money. If you don't get a job, you enjoy it. I mean, in general, the kind of the thought is, you know, like the whole idea of, like, if you get a job doing something you love, you don't work a day in your life. Totally untrue. Work is work. It's a job. There will be days that it sucks, no matter what. But just in general, I would think, like, in general, obviously I think everyone's kind of had that situation with a bad teacher. But in general, teachers go down that path for a reason. They have, like, a desire to teach, as opposed to someone, like, again, I say Burger King specifically because I did have an instance where this past weekend I decided I was going to go get Burger King, because it's been years since I had it. Like, the last time I had it, I was in college, and then they, like, tore that one down to renovate the area, and I didn't go for, like, a year then. So it's been, like, 3 years since I've had Burger King. At least that since I can remember having Burger King. So, like, you know what? I'll go to this one. And this Burger King, like, I pulled up, and it looked suspiciously closed for being business hours and being listed online as open. And I roll around, and, like, there's another cart also kind of creeping around, so it's like, okay, like, clearly I'm not the only one who sees, like, this situation is not going as smoothly as we were expecting it to. So I'm the one who's, like, pulling up to the parking lot. I'm the closest one to the drive-thru, so I come around the building to the drive-thru, and it's got like 3 caution wet floor signs sitting in front of the line, basically with, like, pieces of paper taped to it saying something along the lines of, we can't find people who want to work, so we have to close our drive-thru, come inside. And you go inside, you try to go inside, and the door's locked. So they're closed. They have no one there working. So that was my experience with that. And, like, obviously, as someone who wanted to get a burger, I was a bit frustrated. And I was especially frustrated at the wording of the sign being like, we can't find anyone to work. It's like, there are people out there who want jobs. You just probably aren't paying them as much as the McDonald's across the street. Like, because that's kind of the thing. Like, I think a lot of the places that complain we can't find anyone to work, it's like, are you losing? It's like, pay them a little bit more. Increase pay. I've seen every other place around you has a sign advertising, like, well above what they probably were charging before to try to get people in. But, like, I will say, like, I mentioned the McDonald's as well, because that McDonald's has never been understaffed. Not once. Not once. So, like, they're making more sales because of that. I have to imagine it's economically better just to, like, pay people to be there, however much they want to be there. Because, like, there were, like, 4 cars at that Burger King. I'm like, whatever the, like, hourly wage increase is gotta be less than how much you lost in profits on burgers. Not selling to us. Yo, Firemaster, what's going on? How have you been? Welcome, welcome. I do see the problem with that, Shy. Five minutes is not enough time to, like, eat food. Now, this just in, man on YouTube starts multi-generational war with the fast food giant Burger King. Man, I think many streamers are totally fine with throwing hands with Burger King. Their whole Twitch ad campaign was horrible. Like this job you're starting tomorrow. You're not particularly fancy about the idea of working in a factory. Luckily learning Unreal on the side, so maybe if you get real good at it, you can go work somewhere else that you're passionate at. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Beast Burger is really good. I've never had it. I haven't... This is one thing I actually kind of talked about with some other people. Like, Mr. Beast Burger is one of those things, like, there's, like, effectively, like, I think it's called just, like, ghost restaurants, right? Where they're just, like, or ghost kitchens. Where it's basically, like, another restaurant makes the food items for, like, a restaurant that doesn't actually have any physical locations and just, like, orders the kitchen space. In my current situation, I would never have one of those. Nothing against the principle of it. I don't... Not because, like, oh, I don't like the idea of a restaurant, like, not existing physically. I don't see the point of things like Uber Eats. I would gain no benefit from that. I've never used Uber or any of the competitors in any of their fields that they're in. Because all that, like, a company like Uber is about is removing the need to drive places, and I know that I'm, like, not the majority in this situation. I like driving. Why would I pay someone to take away an activity that I like doing? I like driving to pick up my food. I like just driving to, like, get to a location. In general, like, I know that this is, like, a thing that, like, I know plenty of people around me who aren't like that, but I like driving places, you know. Because like, I know plenty of people who were like in my classes in high school who like just didn't get their driver's license until they were like 18 and needed it, and they're like, oh, I actually have to drive. It's like, yeah, did you not want to before? Because for me, it's like, I don't care. I'll go sit in traffic. I'm fine sitting in traffic. I don't care. I'm in a car and I'm happy. If I'm having a crappy day, I will just go drive. Also, did I actually check the encounter? I think I did, right? COVID-safe version of Uber Eats. Uber Eats. Hope you're good at catching. They just throw it. The real contactless delivery requires, like, they just hire high school quarterbacks. First mistake was going to Burger King. Fair. It's been so long. I used to use Burger King as like really cheap food in college. You know, I could get like 2 burgers for like $3. You know, 2 burgers and a drink for less than $5. Like that was good. That was good on a college diet. You know, a college diet and a college budget. I'd basically grab that. Like, I think the way I would do it is I would get 1 like double cheeseburger meal. Like fries and a drink, and then I just get a second double cheeseburger, just the burger. And that would be like basically my late lunch and dinner before going to like my car club meetups once a week. It exists physically. I've seen the building, but you highly doubt anyone works there except for the cooks and the people who deliver it. They straight up don't, Vanillix. They don't. They had one time as a promotional thing when it came out, but the store doesn't exist. New TikTok challenge, drive without your headlights on at night challenge. The initial D challenge, I see. I think Burger King is good. Like if that was what you could afford and it was close, you'll eat it. it's just like, it's one of those things, right, where it's like, I think we talked about this in chat before. I think in general, a lot of people consider Wendy's to be like the superior fast food burger. Just because like it's the closest thing to a real burger in like the fast food category. Anything above that's like actually a bit more like gourmet. It's still not great, but it's way more like intended to be like real food. But I've always I've countered that Wendy's falls in a weird space for me. If I want fast food, I want crappy food. I don't want it to taste like actual food. I want it to taste like ketchup and salt. You know, like that's what I'm looking for in it. I'm not looking for something that tastes like authentic. I'm looking for something that tastes cheap. And Wendy's, unfortunately, is like not that. And if I want like a real burger, which is kind of what Wendy's is aiming for, I go to a real burger place. So it's like, it's that thing where it's like, if I want McDonald's or Burger King, I want McDonald's or Burger King. I don't want a cheap burger. I want that. And like Wendy's just never is that thing for me. Shining Meowstick, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. It takes so long to check. It does. It does. Even getting good at it, it takes like 6 to 10 minutes per encounter, depending on how we get with our Torchic stats. Uber Deets to describe your food to you in as much detail as possible. That's it. You don't get the food, just the deets. They just look in the bag. They take a lot of pictures and send them all to you. Just get so hungry his taste buds turn masochistic. Well, no, because it's like, because basically, here's the thing. Here's the problem, especially right now with a place like Wendy's. Wendy's is further away from me than two other, still franchised and like not super duper fancy. Like it's not like a. They're sit-down places, but they aren't like... they're not necessarily intended to be... So, for example, it's not that one of these places isn't nearby, but it used to be when I went to college. BurgerFi. BurgerFi is still, like, fairly fast food, in my opinion, but it's not, like... It's not fast food. It's a tier above it. It's not, like, a truly, like, standalone restaurant. It's a franchise restaurant that's... a little bit pricier, but like at the same time, like isn't, you know, it's not fast food. I wouldn't put it in the same category. And I would say objectively it's better than Wendy's. So, when I want a real burger, which is kind of where like Wendy's again is on that line, I would rather go to a place like BurgerFi. You know? There are two places that I would put around the same category as BurgerFi, near me and closer to me than a Wendy's. So if I want a real burger, why would I drive further to Wendy's? Right? Like, for something that I think is inferior to my two other closer options. Most fast food places in your town are really far from you. The McDonald's is literally almost in the outskirts of town. I have a couple that I can walk to from this apartment. I won't anymore. Once I move, I won't. I have nowhere I can walk to. But yeah, as of right now, I can walk to a couple fast food places. So I get in a really bad habit of eating from them too much. Five Guys is good. See, yeah, so like Five Guys is another one, right? Where it's like, Five Guys, though, I think falls into the category similar to McDonald's and Burger King, where it's like, if I want Five Guys, I want Five Guys. You know, like, I think, again, I think the thing with Wendy's is it's too generic of a burger to specifically want. I never want just Wendy's. If I want, like, a specific burger, I want a specific burger. Wendy's is never that burger. If you want to be immobilized, go to Five Guys. Fair. That's kind of a biased opinion. Oh, Mudkip better than Rowlet. Went 2 months without having McDonald's just 2 days ago. You had a regular quarter pounder with cheese and it was so good. Probably because you were hungry and because you don't get fast food that often. Yeah, I mean, the amount of, like, just additives in it that make it, like, a stronger flavor. Not necessarily a better flavor, but a stronger flavor. Ian's diet's fast food snackles. It's really just a lot of turkey and cheese sandwiches that I make at home. That's pretty much what it's been for, like, for the past while. Because I don't get, when I cut, like, fast food out, I don't get creative. I don't fill it in with, like, making real stuff. It's just like, let's toast some bread. Slap some, like, deli meat turkey on there, slap a slice of cheese and some mustard on it, and pour some chips on a plate. And, like, that's the food. Craving fast food right now? Probably because we're talking about it. You want to eat a Rowlet? Why would you ever want to do that, Splash? Why would you do that? Yeah, there's a lot of places by me. Some of them are walking friendly. Honestly, some of the more expensive ones are walking friendly right now, so that's why I don't really do those. And just in general, I try to avoid getting fast food when possible, just for the sake of, like... If I, like, tell myself I can't have it, I want it a little bit more, which is unfortunate, but I will stick with the rule I've set with myself for a while. Eventually I break it, and, like, I have some, but kind of the intent is I know it'll happen at some point. Try to make fun of a rally to annoy me? Why would you do that? There's bologna and cheese sandwiches, quick microwave burgers, or chicken sandwiches, and normally juice or water. Yeah, I'll get, like, various, like, Jimmy Dean breakfast kind of things just to have a little bit of, like, protein in the morning and stuff, but generally it's, like, sandwiches or just, like, yeah, like, throwing some stuff in a toaster oven, some, like, just various, like, forms of, like, either microwave food or whatnot. Very much the college life still. Very much so. The problem is, I'm impatient. I imagine there are a lot of people that relate to this. I don't particularly enjoy cooking. I'm not terrible at it when I do it. I don't look forward to the idea of cooking usually, unless it's like a special thing. Again, like, in the same way that I imagine this is kind of the similar situation to people who use Uber and Uber Eats and, like, Grubhub and all that kind of stuff a lot. Why does this system keep doing this? I hope it's as weird as it sounds, I hope it's the GameCube. Because I can replace a GameCube, I can't really replace this disc. I imagine it's the same kind of deal as, like, the people who use... Same kind of reasoning for someone using, like, Grubhub or using Uber in general is, like, the thing you don't want to do, and, like, would take more time away from things you do want to do, is, like, driving in those situations. For me, I'm fine with the driving, so, like, that's where I will drive out and get this kind of stuff. But for me, the problem is with cooking, like, real decent food is... I don't plan ahead for, like, eating. It's like, I'll make something when I'm hungry. But once I'm hungry, I don't want to take the time to make something. I want to pop something in the microwave or, like, oven for, like, 5 to 10 minutes and have food. People say Sonic's food's nasty. You disagree? I am especially fond of their, like, slushies. I forget what they call them, but it's been a while since I had it. Last time I had it was in college, so, like, 2 years ago. You want to eat a rowlet to annoy me? It's just so mean to the rowlet, though. What did the rowlet ever do to you? You're asking the impossible. Super impatient with cooking, feel you. Not that at cooking, just impatient. Yeah, it's like, I've cooked things and I'm like, these taste good, but, like, a lot of the time when I do that, I kind of, like, just end up in a situation where, like, I don't feel like the food was good enough to be worth the time investment. I mean, maybe I just need to find the right thing. Like, really the most I've found is, like, scrambled eggs or something, yeah. Something where it's literally, like, crack egg in bowl, scramble, pour in skillet that you've been heating while you scrambled the egg. Ta-da. Like that's the level of, like, cooking that I'm able to really do and handle. Just the idea of generally, like, a whole bunch of prep and, like, making sure you have all the ingredients you need and all this stuff is, like, I want it to be, like, 1, maybe 2 ingredients, and that be it. Like a sandwich, right? Where it's like, I can check and make sure I have bread, meat, and cheese, I can make a sandwich. Well, you know, making sure you have, like, all the different little things and making sure you have the right spices and the right, like, oils and all this stuff, like, nah, that's where I, like, that's where you lose me. Because the problem is that I'm missing one of them, so I go and get fast food, and I don't go to the store. I don't go buy the item I need. I go buy food. So I never end up cooking this stuff, right? Be hungry and pop something in the microwave or make a sandwich. Don't cook very often. Yeah. What the dog doing? I don't know. What is the dog doing? Made a homemade pizza one time, and it was an awesome pizza, but you haven't thought about doing it again. Right? Yeah, so, like, I will say, I do enjoy, bagel pizzas. Bagel pizzas are really good. Basically just making a pizza, but instead of, like, pizza crust or pizza dough, you use, like, a bagel. Just, like, split a bagel in half, put some pizza sauce on it, put some pizza cheese on it, put some pepperoni on it, toss them in the oven or the toaster oven for like, I don't know how long, like 10, 15 minutes, and boom, you got yourself a little pizza. Those are good. Those are really good. In my opinion, it absolutely beats out something like an actual like microwave or toaster oven kind of pizza. But yeah, in general, my diet and my cooking habits haven't really improved all too much since college. Yeah. It's one of those things where if I did, I feel like the only way I would really get into like actually making food in that kind of way would be if I did like meal prepping and stuff. Like, I would have to plan everything out like on a Sunday and do all of my meals for the week. Like that's what I would have to do, but I don't really like. I don't think that far ahead, and then like on a Sunday night I don't want to do that. I just want to play some games before I have to work. Or like I'm out, like on the weekends, you know, I'm out at the racetrack. I'm not here. I'm not making food. Ash, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? You cook up an oven pizza sometimes, we normally get microwave pizzas. They're the same pizza. They're the same pizza. The little tiny self-serve ones are also oven cookable, and they taste better when you do it in the oven. It takes longer, but they taste better. As young adults, oh, for sure, for sure. But part of the thing is, like, that is the prime time that you should be making all the better decisions. It builds the right habits, and it, like, long-term health-wise is way better. Because your body might, like, act like it's handling it now, but it's really just pushing those problems further down the road for them all to catch up with you at once. Right, but you don't do it. Exactly. Exactly. So you should, but you don't. Like, you sit here, grabbing like the third pack of Pop-Tarts for the day, and just go like, I shouldn't eat this, as you open the package, and continue to say, I shouldn't eat this, this isn't good for me, as you eat them. And then you finish them and go, that was terrible, but it tasted good. And then, like, you do it again the next time you buy Pop-Tarts. Right? Like, really part of it, I know, and like this is a thing that I know a lot of people kind of have, is like a thing that you'd like have to just be aware of and do, is I can totally handle not like eating junk if I don't buy it. But as soon as I've bought it, it's gone, because I eat it all immediately. Like with the Pop-Tarts thing. I'll buy a box of Pop-Tarts and be like, hey, there's 4 packs of Pop-Tarts in here. That's like 4 breakfasts or 4 just like late night snacks. These should last at least 4 days. Realistically, it should last a week. 2 days later, they're gone. Like, I'm terrible about that. So like, that's the thing. If I'm walking by them in the store, I can go, nope, once. But if I'm walking by that pantry door, like 10 times a day, which is a very, very much an understatement, they're getting picked up. So that's the thing. You gotta make those decisions at the grocery store. But my problem, and this is another thing you're not supposed to do, I always go at lunchtime. It works for my schedule. So my general schedule is going to the grocery store at lunchtime, picking up food, coming home, and having lunch. So I go to the grocery store hungry, which is bad. So I show up there and go, oh, that looks good, I'd like that right now, and I pick it all up. I make all the decisions that I make poorly at that door throughout the entire store, which allows the decisions there to happen. Can you eat junk food? Can you eat normal food, but when you buy junk food, it goes into your belly? Yeah. You relate to this? I imagine a lot of people relate to this. This is like, I feel, a pretty common thing. And I will admit, it got bad. It got worse for me this year than previously it had, like when in college and stuff. One, when I was in college, and when I was in the office. I was in the office or at school all day, so like I couldn't just like go to the store. Whenever I had to like plan it, and generally like you go once a week and you pick up a whole bunch of stuff. It's a lot. That happens a lot more as opposed to what happened to me this past year is working from home and largely being stuck in this apartment all day. I ended up getting smaller amounts of stuff from the store and going back more often just to like have a reason to get out of the house or out of the apartment. So I'd be tempted to make those decisions more often. That's what would happen to me. It went from like me going every Tuesday to me going like twice a week usually. Go to the store at lunch and like, ooh, that looks good, and say nah, and then think about it while you're getting something else, and then you'll slide by the aisle again and get it. Oof. That one's... You feel the defeat as you walk back across the store to get it, but you're like, this is gonna taste good, this is gonna taste good, and that wins. I'll put it back, keep going back till you decide. Nah, for me it's a definitive, I walk through the store once and get out. Weave through all the aisles, I know things that I'm gonna pick up or on, and then I'm out. But yeah, nah, it gets me every once in a while. Yeah, no, it's definitely just a thing. It's not like it's not an uncommon thing. A lot of people are like that. Make a list of general things. Yeah, I just have like a habit in my mind if I pick up these things and like I double check my fridge and my pantry before I head out and go, oh, I like things I need to like check and make sure I'm not low on. Like the unfortunate fact that like the amount of cheese in a package that you buy and the amount of like sandwich meat you buy in a package don't line up in any kind of like proper intervals where like you buy like 2 packs of like sandwich meat for every pack of cheese you buy or something. It's always like you always end up with like 1 sandwich worth of like cheese left or like 1 sandwich worth of meat left, and then you have to like buy everything else. Like just checking that kind of stuff, and then aside from that, it's like the things that generally I run out of one thing that I want and I go and I buy that and I buy anything else on top of that. I have made the mistake before of buying an item, like you say, like, kind of like, oh, I haven't had this, I'll try it. And then loving it too much and being like, oh no, these are terrible for me. But they taste so good. And it's like, again, a package where it's like, this has 16 servings in it. It's like, okay. And it's gone in 4 days. It's like, that's not good. I have an ability that makes you immune from being able to buy the bad food. What's that? If it's not having money, I used to have that. I don't have that now, and that's the problem. If there was a direct correlation, it was my income going up. I'm curious about these great value bacon, egg, cheese, croissant sandwich things. I bought them once and you regretted it because you liked them and kept buying them. Honestly, that kind of like breakfast stuff isn't terrible though. Generally, it's at least a little bit filling. So like those tend to not be the worst. For me, it's truly like the snacky things. Like truly just like chips and cookies and stuff like that, or soda. Soda's the big one in general. I think that's really a big one for a lot of people. It's just in general. It's a lot easier to drink way more calories than you need to than it is to eat more calories than you need to. Probably eat multiple of them like Pop-Tarts. Yeah, fair. It's called zero self-control, so it's gone by the next morning. It's like, can't have bad food around to eat if you eat it all. There's definitely been times where I bought stuff going, this will last me multiple days. I will limit myself, and then it's just gone immediately. relate to wake. The impulse control. I have found over time, I've tried this on and off for a while, keeping track of calories, even if like there's not a limit that you've set for yourself, helps a lot. For me, as someone who is very numbers driven, the idea of seeing a number and going like, I have that limit, or if this number goes too high, that is bad. Having that as like almost a high score thing, or like a low score kind of thing, helps. I don't know if it's a healthy mentality, but gamifying my diet helps so much. This last meal till next week is gone by the end of the day or the next day. You go shopping at the prime time at 7 p.m. and you can just sit down, put a video in mindlessly, but eat the whole package. Dude, I feel that. Back like last year when I wasn't streaming nearly as much, I would go to the grocery store right after work on Tuesdays and Thursdays, is what it became. During the pandemic, when it was my only way of getting out of the house was just going to get groceries. Go like twice a week, pick stuff up, and yeah, just come back, sit down, eat. But yeah, so I'd like buy something, just yeah. It's like a bag of chips, gone way faster than it should be, just because like you set the bag next to you. Lunch is the only breaks, and you can't sit with your friends unless they're in your class before lunch. Oh, like it's all the assigned tables. We had that in middle school. Elementary school, yeah, it was just like we sat class by class, but every class like had a staggered lunchtime, so like not everyone was in there at the same time. And so like you had like one class come in, and then like 5 to 10 minutes later the next class came in, just so like it wasn't like a mad bashed like the cafeteria ladies. Basically, they kind of staggered everyone, so you couldn't really sit at other tables because, like, you know, you were going to be standing up at a different time from the people sitting next to you otherwise. If Mindless Junior went to the shopping, you have one of two theories. One, to keep the other in check and 0 junk food, or 2, entire junk food. I'll cleared in like a Mr. Beast video. I had the bell doesn't dismiss you, teacher. Oh, no. That stinks before lunch. No, that's awful. Because, yeah, then you get held for lunch. You get held back, and, like, there's massive lines when you show up. Oof. He's so excited to eat this thing that you bought and had to put stuff in the pantry. Or you'd eat it in a day. Sometimes you be so tired and put it on the coffee table, and then it's gone. Hard time, rip. The bell doesn't dismiss you. I do. No, like the thing is, like, no, that's the point of the bell, is that we're dismissed. That's it. The class is over. Teacher holds you back here because you want to leave class on the bell. It's like you're just messing up the schedule for everyone. Because I've had teachers like be like, no, I gotta hold you a little bit longer this time. Like, we're so close to finishing, and it's like other kids are showing up. Like, you knew you were in for a rough day, most likely, if you showed up and the class before you was still there. It's like, oh no. Oh no, they went long. But then, it totally switched for me in college, though. I had more professors, like, one, in general, they would, like, wrap up way more on time. Like, there are no bells, at least, like, not in my school, there weren't any bells. It was just, like, everyone was looking at their clock or their watch, and like that timer hit and you left because you had another class. I did have a couple professors that were like, you know, don't be leaving immediately. We still do a few little things, but all of them at least had to extend a policy of like, if you have a class in 10 minutes after mine and you have to be all the way across campus, just let me know. We have no problems. You can leave a couple minutes early. Like, most are pretty chill about it, but the only ones who were sticklers about time were the ones who were also watching the clock as closely as possible and were the first ones out of the room at the end of class. The bell doesn't dismiss it, doesn't tell me when I get here either. I mean, honestly, the immediate solution to that problem is to just be late to your next class. I know that that kind of thing would work for me. I think we effectively unionized the students in a way. As weird as that is to kind of say, but like, we effectively just kind of became like a singular entity because most of us, like I was in like our STEM program at my school, so all of us were kind of like, schedules were built around a couple sets of classes that were just us, which meant that all the other classes we were in were just us, or like there were like 2 sets of classes. So like, generally speaking, like, if you got held up in one class, the next class you were going to, like half the kids who were going to be in that class were held up with you, at least. So, like, we very effectively solved any problems like that of, like, where were you all? Oh, so-and-so held us late. And, like, if it happened more than once, like, they're like, you can't do that. I have to start my class. And, like, it was effective. Shining Mudkip, what's going on? Why are you back on the Fallen? You never left. You've always been there. I only have the Fallen on the Jirachi. How are you doing today, Shining Mudkip? Teacher would have to write us a note or email to the next teacher because she'd hold us for 2 bells. Yeah, like, that's the thing, like, if you're late, like, the thing is, you could argue this, like, I have to make it, like, the bells are designed so that you can go from, like, one place to another and back. Right, like, you have the time. Basically, like, the idea was, with a bell, you should be able to make it, like, from one end of campus to the other, get your stuff, and go back to whatever your next class is. You'd be rushing to do that, but I'd pulled it off a couple times. So if you were late, like, for any reason, like, if you did have to go to your locker and then go to the next class, like, I needed my textbook, you know, that's valid. You can do that. But, like, you do that and then you show up and go, like, we were held, oh, I'm dumb, I'm dumb. I didn't save Shiny Celebi 64, what is going on? Welcome to the stream, how are you doing today? Imagine getting a Shiny Mudkip after a reset. Yeah, we haven't done any, like, Mudkip encounters. I had 7 minutes in between, and so you would rush sometimes between one of your classes, because your classes are sometimes so far from each other. Yeah. You're doing well. That's great. That's so great to hear. Good to have you here. Hope your day has been going well. Yeah, 7 minutes between, so you had to rush sometimes, because your classes were sometimes so far from each other. Yeah, so, like, that was our situation. We had 7 minutes. I think it might have been 8. But yeah, I think we had, like, 7 minutes. That sounds right. Between classes, yeah, to make it to the next one. Or we had 10 minutes. We might have had 10 minutes. Depending on the day, we might have had 10 minutes. I'm not sure. I might also just be getting my college schedule mixed up after having been to college for 4 years. College started longer ago than the gap between college starting and high school starting, so... The majority of my school, like, processes in my head now are college and not high school. The speed walk to every class, because they were across the school every period. Yeah, we had literally a football field in the middle of our school. We had to walk across it. So, like, you could have a class on the opposite side of the football field. And we had to walk outside to go between them and stuff, so, like... It was rough. If it was raining and you had to go across the campus twice between classes, that sucked. Your friend loves Naruto and he hates Fortnite, so when Naruto comes to Fortnite, you're gonna mess with him about it? Is that happening, or is it just something you think will happen? Had a basketball arena in the middle, but you normally never had to pass it. Yeah, I think by the end of my senior year, which granted, like, I guess, like, really by my senior year, most of my classes were on one side. I think I had to cross the field once. During, like, in between classes, I had to cross back at the end, but... Like, my freshman year, I think I was just going back and forth constantly. Because most of the, like, freshman classrooms were on one side, and then all of the classes, all of, like, my engineering stuff was on the other. So I was just constantly back and forth between it. So it sucked on days that it was really hot, and it sucked on days that it rained. It's happening? Yeah, I'll definitely have to mess with them then. I didn't mean to do that. Ah. How many encounters? We've gotten through 10 encounters so far. I think we've gotten through 11. So progress. We're making some good time on this. We definitely got time for at least like 3 more. You're a good person. Are you trying to justify pranking your friend? Because I don't think you need to justify that. Freshman year health class was above the basketball arena. It was in a random room above the basketball arena, and there were stairs going up to it, and the windows looked out over the arena, and it was a cool view. That's pretty cool, yeah. My health class was also in the basketball arena. How do you get Jirachi like that? So, the capture above me is from a GameCube with a Coliseum bonus disc, which was a pre-order bonus for Pokemon Coliseum back in the day. The North American version of that disc has a gift Jirachi on it, which is not shiny locked. In fact, it's almost like it's got boosted odds a little bit, just because of the way that like the transfer happens. And the way that gift Pokemon works is every Ruby or Sapphire save can be transferred a Jirachi if you use a special link cable. Basically a link cable to a GameCube adapter, to a GameCube controller port. It's an interesting little cable, and by using that cable you're able to trade, or you're able to transfer that Jirachi over, but in order to do that you have to have the Pokedex. So, we play until we get the Pokedex. Once we get the Pokedex, we save the game and reset the console, and when the Jirachi disc is set up ready to trade, it picks up the link and it trades over a Jirachi to the save. We check, and then because the transfer saved the game with a Jirachi on it, you have to reset a new save. Is it full odds or odds boosted for the gift? They're ever so slightly boosted from Gen 3 odds. It's still basically double the odds of Gen 6 and Gen 7 and 8. It's like 1 in 7,200. So it's not quite 1 in 8,192. Basically, the 1 in 8,192 number comes from a number that's like 8 out of 65,000, about. It's like 8 out of 65,000 for most like shinies in Gen 3. This is 9 out of that 65,000 number. Don't know why, I don't know the exact details, but it works out to be like 1 in 7,200. So the odds are slightly boosted, but we're still talking incredible odds. It's not like we're looking at like a 1 in 512 Pokemon or anything here. Granted, the people who have found it pretty early and have been really lucky with it. Actually insane. Dude, Shining Blue found one. Shining Blue found one. The real insane people were the ones who were hunting it when it was only theoretically possible. No one had like actually found this thing until November. Having anxiety because your bully hates Pokemon and you got a new Pokemon shirt and don't want him to say anything about it? I would say, I know this obviously doesn't necessarily apply to the situation, because bullies can be brutal, and sometimes it is better to just avoid the situation if possible. Just wear it. My suggestion would be just wear it. Don't concern yourself with what they think, but again, I know that it can be brutal, and it's not necessarily just like, oh, ignore them and it'll all be okay. I know that's not necessarily the situation, so my suggestion would be just wear it, just enjoy it. You know, it's your shirt. Have fun with it, but I get the concern. Rocked Pokemon shirts in school and no one bothered you about it, so try to be confident and ignore what people say. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like just being confident about it. Honestly, like if you show that you're confident and don't show like any insecurities about it, it's the bully has no ammo, but they can come up with other stuff, so I get it. Hope the Manaphy in the remakes is shiny Huntable. It would be really interesting if it is one, because that would be like a legitimately timed hunt. And I've thought about it. I've genuinely thought about that. Like, how would that work? Because basically, for every encounter you did on Manaphy, my assumption would be that the egg is... My assumption with that Manaphy is the best chance of it being shiny huntable is if its mechanics for its shiny lock work the same as Gen 4. That's the only chance I see it having. I don't think the Manaphy is going to be by default. I don't think the Manaphy by default is going to be shiny. Is going to be able to be shiny hunted. The egg's going to have a static value once it's given to you, and I imagine that value is going to be a value that is shiny locked for your save. So I think it's going to be a situation where if you do collect that Manaphy egg, you better hope it can trade like a normal egg, and you can trade it over to another save. I think that's the best shot you've got. And so in my mind, the best situation there is to have your main save and have another profile with another game, and basically keep creating new profiles and trading that egg over and hatching it on your new save. That is my assumption for what the best bet for that is, and I don't know if that's how it would work. But it would be a timed hunt. You would only have so many eggs, which I mean, I guess like you could collect the eggs. No matter what, you have to prep the hunt before the end of that exclusive like early adopter gift. If you get rid of any programming language, what would it be and why is it C? You say that, Wake, but so many of the programming languages that people say are better than C because they're literally built on top of C. So be careful with that. You lose Python. It's a mystery gift, you doubt it, yeah. Like, again, your best hope is that that egg can be hatched on another save. I have to learn C++ to run real, and it's not terrible. Find C# kind of annoying. Yeah, I have issues with C# that really have nothing to do with the programming language itself. I don't like Visual Studio, and I don't like that whole coding environment. Granted, I work in it every day, and I am proficient in it. I just don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy other programming languages. You lose Python, take it back. You have every ounce of hatred you have for C. You take every ounce of hatred you have for C back. Yeah, Python's built on top of C. What would you do if you got in a shiny Mudkip in the Jirachi hunt? I would keep it. So yeah, if we find a wild encounter Pokemon, unfortunately we have to reset it. There's nothing we can do. I don't have Pokeballs until like this dialogue right here. So any wild encounter that we got before now would. And it's shiny, we just have to move past. It's what happened with Zigzagoon. If we found a Torchic, we would trade it over to my copy of Emerald. I have link cables sitting around, so I'm able to do that trade if it happens. And then like the only other thing that can be shiny is Jirachi, and at that point the hunt's over and we do something like Torchic or Mudkip or something specifically. Mudkip would probably only happen if we found a shiny Torchic before we found Jirachi, and then we started doing Mudkip. Can't you go to the mart? Yeah, but why would I... The thing there is why would I go to the mart for a 1 in 8192 chance every single encounter and increase the amount of time that we have to play for like a minute per encounter? That would add like on average 7,000 minutes to this hunt. I'm okay with failing random shinies as much as it hurts for the sake of speeding up Jirachi. If we got the Pokeballs from May and went through that dialogue and then went out and found shinies, cool. But I'm not going into the mart every single time for that item, just because we might see a random shiny with a lower chance of spawning than Jirachi shiny. Rip the Wingull you'll find. Shiny Jirachi on screen, just not on the Game Boy screen. Why does your son have a problem spelling? I don't know. Did he learn how to spell properly? Did he attend school? Visual Studio is kind of annoying. I'm not a fan of that. My problem is it's too integrated into stuff. When coding on Windows, it feels too integrated. As weird as that sounds. It's one of those things where if it's working well, it works really well, but as soon as it breaks literally everything on Windows. I had issues before where I spent like 2 whole days completely resetting up my development environment because some setting in like SQL Server Management Studio broke, and it broke Visual Studio, and it broke my SQL Server instances, and like everything was relying on this same DLL, which like for efficiency's sake makes sense. Like no need to duplicate stuff. If you wrote the code on both ends and it has to just do the same thing, why not use the same thing? But something corrupted it, and it broke everything, and I had to reinstall everything. So that's kind of just the situation. That's my experience with it, and that part's not the greatest. Visual Studio crashes too. It shouldn't be crashing. I never had like crash issues with it. Gonna do the shotgun strategy. Shiny Mudkip recommended. Oh, the pin comment. Yeah. I know. I pinned it. I'm aware that's what you're referring to. I'm just trying to figure out why that would be his spelling. I pinned it to bring attention to it. And crash during class and almost yelled, but raise your hand for your professor. Rip. Rip. That's what you gotta save often. Honestly, at this point, I don't know how many IDEs I use that don't just like save on their own. Granted, I think most of the time it's because I'm compiling and building like every time I add a new line. No, I was referring back up to the thing Shining said, sorry. I know that's not like the same thing you're doing. I use with autosave. Yeah, so you just gotta like hit Control S on your own, Control Shift S. Sorry, I tried to abandon Birch. Sorry, Birch. Thing you tell you were frustrating, kind of helped you with the assignment, so you wouldn't have to go through the trouble again. Nice. I mean, I can imagine, like, it's like, I did all this work, and then, like, computer glitch. It's like, real world, that's kind of just, like, sucks to suck, but it's like, hey, you got, like, the experience of this is why we do things this way. This is why we take these extra precautions. Alright, so we got about 15 minutes left here, so I think we got this encounter and then probably 2 more. That's kind of my guess. So I'm guessing we'll end at 387, which would be 15 encounters in a 2-hour stream. That's some really good speed. That's some really good speed for this. I think we got really lucky with a lot of our grass walking. We didn't get a lot of encounters today because they're relatively short. They're relatively short, but they're not like... But they build up. They build up over the course of the stream. When you do 15 encounters and like you get like 4 of them potentially, like that's a solid few minutes there. Visual Studio would crash constantly. Yeah, it's definitely some kind of issue there. Specific to that situation. Similar to school computers, whenever you do Unreal Engine or Visual Studio, you would use the gaming PC. Because it would lag back on a real normal PC. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. If you're using a computer that's like fully meant for like just being a workstation, like, and it's not meant for rendering, then yeah, you're not gonna have a graphics card in there. At least not a good one. Alright, Torchic, come on. Land a crit, land a crit, land a crit. We need the crit, Torchic. We need it now! Ah, dang. That was unfortunate. Anything cool here? I mean, we're doing Jirachi encounters. We haven't found any shinies yet. Not since the Mudkip and Zigzagoon from months ago. We haven't found anything new. Okay, good. Yo, don't like, what's going on, man? Welcome. How you been? Hope all is well with you. Since you're sick, you're so lazy and you don't want to play Pokemon or anything. I get that. When you're feeling under the weather, it can be difficult to wanna get up and do stuff. I totally understand. Been watching the BDSP trailer constantly, it's just too good. I need to look at it again. I only watched it the one time. I actually haven't gone back and even like done a second watch of it. I need to go back again and just like rewatch and like see what I missed the first time through. Cause yeah, I'm so excited for that, man. I'm so excited for that. Like I said, it's the big milestone kind of thing I'm looking forward to at the moment as far as streaming and as far as just generally playing games and stuff. Just cause, yeah, like, there's so much good stuff in that game. I'm really excited to stream it as much as I possibly can. You're in a car crash at the beginning of July? Oh no! I'm so sorry, hopefully you're feeling better, dude. Hopefully you're feeling better there. Hopefully everyone was okay at the end of the day from that. Still hunting Jirachi. Yep, we're still doing Jirachi. We've made the hunt a bit faster, but we're still hunting it. Especially the Team Galactic part. 18192 is a very long way to go. Are you sure you want to go on? Absolutely. No giving up now. All good now, and everyone's all good. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear, man. If they don't have day-night themes like Chen 4, they'll be a little upset. Well, I guess we'll have to see if they do. I'm very excited to play these games and to just put a whole lot of time into them. I'm really crossing my fingers that we get some good shiny hunting methods in it. That is what I am looking forward to, is some new shiny hunting. So all right, we got 11 minutes left. So this works out. I think we're gonna get 2 more held up 3 fingers. I think we're gonna get 2 more encounters in today. Sun and Moon did day-night themes, so maybe it's possible. It's possible. Was streaming Platinum earlier. Nice! What were you doing in Platinum? Doing like a Nuzlocke or Shiny Hunting, or what were you up to? Preparation for the game. Nice! Yeah, so my prep for the game is probably going to start as soon as I finish my move. Yeah, because there's some stuff that's going to happen right with the move that I'm like focusing on, and like that's the plan going through my head right now, is like, what do I need to get boxed up now? What am I going to need to get boxed up soon? Like, going through that process is what I'm doing at the moment. Just, like, mentally preparing for, like, uplifting everything that I own and transferring it, you know, a super long ways away. So, like, that's what I'm working on now. But once I'm done with that, once I'm settled in there, I'm just going to be planning. I'm just going to be going through and planning what I need for BDSP streams, what my plans are, because I mentioned this, I'm going to mention it again, because I think there's some people here who haven't been here for the most part while I've been talking about it. My plan with BDSP is to try to get a complete Pokedex, get the Shiny Charm, assuming it's there, and Shiny Hunt as many Pokemon as I can in BDSP from the time it comes out until Legends comes out. I'm going to keep going with BDSP as well, but like when Legends comes out, I'm going to also be trying to do a lot of stuff with that. And that's just like, that is a goal for me, is like a race to see how many shinies we can find in that period of time. You failed Matang? Oh no! No, I'm so sorry, dude. Oh man. Alloy's been useful for your team. That's a good one. That's good to hear. It's like listening to Gen 4 music and watching people play Gen 4 and watching the BDSP trailer constantly because you're so excited. Nice! It's okay, you're about to die, you had to die. That's fair, that's fair. Yo, Spartan, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. You exist. I'm glad you exist. Hope you've been having a good day. It is good to see ya. Yeah, so I'm basically just gonna make take a whiteboard, set it up, and just write down like everything that I need to do, stream improvements, plans, like what do I need to improve with my stream? What am I aware of? What do I need to do? You know, like as far as like prepping for the games, what I need to do? You know, like on my computer, what do I need to do in my room? What do I need to plan out as far as like what's gonna be the schedule with the streaming? You know, everything is gonna be, you know, just set up for me to just try to rock through that Pokedex and get it as fast as possible. I don't know if I can be a madman enough to do it in a week, but I would love to be able to get that Pokedex completed and get Charm in hand in a game in a week. That'd be really cool. Prefer day or night in game? I tend to prefer day personally, just in general. It's just brighter. It died for a noble cause to save your starter. That's fair. That's fair. I've been tempted to replay Sword and Shield, but at the same time you don't want to. That's fair. Except Pokemon Noon has a reverse day-night cycle. True. True. That was a really neat, like, kind of idea with it. Because, like, that gave each game, like, a little bit more of a distinct feel. The starter in the randomizer was a lantern. Nice. Definitely gotta protect your starter, man. I get it. Ah, dang, we almost made it. Don't get me wrong, you enjoyed Sword and Shield. I think this is a... but I think it's the one Pokemon game you don't want to play again. That's fair, that's fair. I really don't know how much replay value it has. Like, you can do, like, Nuzlocks and stuff in it, obviously, and I think over time, people will kind of want to go back to it and see what, like, how Pokemon kind of, like, started on the Switch, like, as far as, like, its first iteration on the Switch. Like, because Let's Go happened, but, like, Let's Go is its own kind of thing. Yeah, like, people are going to want to play Gallery again at some point, but... Yeah, I totally get the idea of it not being, like, that immediate replay. Because, yeah, it's like, I played through it, I beat it, and then I completed my decks, but that's kind of just where I left it. Waiting for the Galar stands. I mean, there's definitely people out there who really enjoyed it. Like, people who hadn't played Pokemon in a long time, people who first got into Pokemon with the games. I think it'll be a while before you see that be the majority, but I think it'll happen. Who knows when? Like I said, it'll be a while, but I think there will come a time where people kind of look back and like point to Gen 8 as like the peak of Pokemon, possibly. I don't know. Looking at it right now, I don't see how that could possibly happen, but it'll probably happen at some point. School region is just a bit empty. It really is. The wild area didn't tie the region together in the way I thought it was going to. You know, like, because everyone was kind of like, oh, the wild area is going to be the first, like, open world section of a Pokemon game. And for one, I'm biased against that. I've been biased against that. I don't think core RPG Pokemon games should be open world. The story plays really well in a much more linear map style, or a much more linear, like, routing path. Like, not so much open, you choose what you do. It's like you are on a path. Like, it doesn't have to be linear. You can switch back on yourself and stuff, but in general, like, the idea of open world Pokemon didn't feel, like, great to me. And then, like, the wild area was just, it didn't end up being open world. It was a route. It's straight up a route that just has a different camera on it and has a bunch of different weather conditions. Anthony DeSanto, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. We got back-to-back shiny Kanto Ponytas and Sword and Shield. Yo, congrats. That's awesome. That's awesome. Congrats on the Ponytas. Let's enter Puffin stream. Can I? New feature is Bunsen Bucks. What are Bunsen Bucks? I can't enter the stream, like, in the middle of my stream. That'd be weird having, like, the audio for his playing in mind. Favorite town Sword and Shield is probably the last one, Winden. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what town I would really consider my favorite there. I can't remember most of them, unfortunately. Can't remember half the towns in Sword and Shield. Yeah, I kind of agree, Juan. As long as you remember the last one, because it was cool and had a great theme. Team might be crap at Alloy as a support. She's low level right now. She really helps everyone get their specials quickly. Nice. A currency can be gained by watching Puffin. Really? That's cool. So kind of like trying to be like the Twitch things. Nice. Because like I know Twitch has like channel points you can earn just by like watching and stuff. That's cool. Also wasn't that many towns in Sword and Shield, honestly. There really aren't. I mean, granted, I don't think that's much different from other games, especially look at like Alola. Alola just hit it behind the fact that it was islands. Like, Alola made the region feel big because there was like 4 distinct sections to it. But like, each section only had like a town. Also gained, if he gets correct in the Pokemon Puffins in the trivia book when he gets the shiny. Nice! Gallery equals hallway. I mean, again, I don't think that like linear paths are bad. I think Pokemon is fine with a generally linear route. I don't think that's bad. For me, the only issue kind of comes when it comes down to like, yeah, like for me, the only issue with it just comes down to the fact that like, on a very small scale, it also felt very straightforward. Like the dungeons and stuff, like the mines and things were just straight paths. You know, like the most branching that happened was, oh, here's a little item around a corner, and then like, you're back out. There was no like constantly going up and down levels or anything like that. Like look at caves in Kanto and like Hoenn versus caves and or really mostly just look at caves in Kanto and Johto and compare it to Galar's caves. Wild area is the only exception in Crown Tundra Violet Armor. But here's the thing, I don't think the wild area is that much less of a hallway. It's just a much wider route. Like, because here's the thing. There's like what? Three entrances into the wild area that are all in a line. So like most of the exploring and open worldness like doesn't matter. Like in terms of like the route you have to take, like you can just not explore 99% of the wild area. It's not like where you're crossing back over this a whole bunch of times. It's like you go across it once by like you go across it once. And then you come back into it and you go across it again. That's all you do. Oh, hello, cat. Hello. She's trapped my arm and is now confused because my arm's in her way. Yeah, like it'd be different if like some of the towns, like if multiple towns connected up to the wild area, kind of like they said they would. Because they just really don't. Wild area is a teeny bit linear, because I think they block off some of the sections. Well, like, they don't block any of the wild area off. That doesn't happen. That isn't a thing that happens. Like, you can go through the whole wild area. Some of the Pokemon are too strong when you encounter them, right? Like, that's just what happens. Like, some of the bigger Pokemon are just too strong. So they discourage you from going. They don't stop you from going. But again, it's like basically all it's like is walking down a route to the next town and getting to the other side and not being able to go in. That's all that happens. That's all that happens. The wild area is a route with 3 towns on it. Or like with, not even necessarily 3 towns. I guess kind of, but yeah. The wild area is basically just like a route with a town in the middle of it. That's all it is. Like, you can go off to the side and go to the town, or you can go around the town and keep going. That's it. It just happens to have a free camera and have different names for areas. Pokemon doesn't encourage exploration much. It doesn't, and that's not bad. Just don't like they just don't need to fake that it does. Like Legends doing that, it's totally fine. Hopefully Legends works that way. Even Legends kind of seems to be a little bit like go to this area, but like that's not a problem. You can still explore around in that area, but like. And I assume once the areas are unlocking, just freely roam between them, as you need to. But for being the part of the game that everyone kind of considered open world, there was no backtracking necessary in the wild area. You went from point A to B, and then from point B to C. And that was it. That's all you did. How to get Jirachi? So, yeah, so Anthony, the way that we do Jirachi is you have to have a copy of Ruby or Sapphire, and you have to have a bonus pre-order disc from Pokemon Coliseum. That's what the capture above me is from a GameCube that has a special disc in it that has a gift Jirachi on it. And to collect the Jirachi, you have to start a new save in Ruby or Sapphire, play until you get the Pokédex, which happens after you fight your rival for the first time, and then hook up that disc on a GameCube to the Game Boy that you're playing on, and turn on your game with the, and then turn on your save. It'll transfer the Jirachi to the save, and then you check to see if it was shiny, and then you start a new save at that point if it's not shiny. Legend seems very linear. I imagine story-wise it probably will be, which like I'm kind of okay with. I think like in general I don't think that's necessarily bad. I would rather them get what they have really right than become too experimental. Like the whole idea of it being a fairly open world map is pretty new to them still. Because, like I said, the wild area is basically just a long path it's basically just a wider path. And like Crown Tundra, Isle of Armor still have like paths everywhere. So like a game that's truly designed to be like explored however you want is fine. But yeah, it definitely seems like your missions are going to be happening in each kind of sector. So like that'll be interesting to see if that like loosens up as the game goes on. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, ain't gonna watch anything with Legends until you get a Switch, unless it's a live stream. Oh, you're not gonna... Don't want to spoil any of it, want to play it yourself, I get that. That was an important crit. That was a good battle, against me. Yeah, I still think the one that I'm looking the most forward to right now is BDSP. I mentioned it like when I think I mentioned it on that first day that we talked about the new announcements. I am much more okay with Arceus being a bit experimental and kind of going against the grain and potentially being a flop. I'm much more okay with that, knowing that BDSP looks like a solid game. Just the fact that BDSP really, like, from a streamer perspective especially, can be a fallback in terms of a Pokemon game to play and to be popular amongst people. Having BDSP there in case Legends doesn't do super well is fantastic. It's really good to have that. Also, guys, time to collect ourselves the last Jirachi for the stream. Let's see if we can get a shiny. Crit chance is like 1 in 20. Yeah, Mudkip seems to have a higher one. Alright, so let's get this reset. Alright, let's see what we got, guys. Well, what we got is not a shiny. So, we'll have to pick this hunt back up. Probably this time again next week. That's kind of what I've been aiming for. So, alright, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned into the stream. Thank you to everyone that left a like, anyone that subscribed. I really appreciate it. This Jirachi hunt has been super fun to pick back up over the past couple weeks. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing our lunchtime stream for Growlithe. I think I have another stream planned for the evening, but I think that one might be getting moved to being our Friday stream. So we're going to be doing a raid, so definitely go follow through that, show some raid hype, show some love. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you guys again soon, and until next time, take care.